Hello and welcome to the Art of Prepping channel. Today we're doing the Newbie Prepper Monday. This is going to be every Monday. We have a theme for every day. Sometimes there's additional videos. It'll be bonus videos that may or may not be on the topic of the main video. But today is the for new preppers, and the topic today within that category would be to build your fire kit. This could be for in your home or in your pack. It depends on what you want to build. But we're just going to go over elements of this. We've done a video before just talking about briefly options. But I just wanted to show this in maybe a little bit more detail and a little bit more in a conversational manner. So what you have is you're going to need different things to actually make the flame or spark. So the fire starter. It could be like a lighter. It could be maybe matches. And it could also be maybe something like a flint and steel or a ferrocerium rod that you strike. It could be a battery, like a 9-volt battery that they do real well, especially up against like steel wool. And there's other things too. You can get a little bit more adventurous and get like these are these Orion search and rescue campfire starters and signal flares. 2,000 degrees for 5 minutes. That should start any fire. And there's a whole bunch more. For example, you could use magnifying glass. I didn't bring that one out. You could use a fire syringe. I didn't bring that one out either. And there's a whole host of other things if you do more research. But typically, these are going to be the kind of the main ones people pick for a reason, just because they're kind of the easiest to use, and you can use them in a variety of different environments, and they're also pretty much readily available in most locations. The next thing you're going to want to have is some kind of tinder. Now it could be like, for example, over here I have like Gorilla Tape on the lighter. You could wrap up a big piece on there. This is just a really thin wrapping. You could also put some inner tube or make like Ranger bands. They are very flammable as well. You could also just take a wet wipe, for example, and put it in a little Ziploc bag. They basically are pretty flammable. These here are alcohol free. You'd probably want to get the ones with alcohol. They'd even be better. But with or without, they burn pretty well. You can take cotton, for example, that, or even cotton balls, and roll them and kind of impregnate petroleum jelly, which obviously is very flammable. And the whole theme as well with alcohol-based, like hand wipes, or you can also use hand sanitizer like this one here in small bottles or bigger bottles, depending on how big of a kit you want. And you also have like these Espit. These are the fuel cubes. They come in a just a mid-sized box for like $6, and it gives you a lot of capability for cooking and fire making. And then lastly here, I believe what I have is a tinder. Could be steel wool, and for your 9-volt batteries, or even with matches and stuff, if you want to do that. Some people consider the magnesium on the magnesium bar as part of the tinder, and it can be. I wouldn't rely on that too much, just because it takes more effort to make the shavings, and you'll run out pretty soon. One means also to help create some different types of shavings of sticks. You can take your pencil eraser and make shavings for tinder in your surroundings. And another means to extend that flame could be with candles, so that if you're using matches and it's windy, you can catch a couple candles on fire and maybe help that to light your and get your fire started. So I'd also recommend to have maybe at least a small little light in your fire kit, because you don't even know what time of the day or what the situation is that you may need a light or may not. So I'd have one in your kit. In terms of containers, that's going to be the next one. I would have maybe something no smaller than an Altoids, but as you can see, depending on how many options you want, and I'd have to say at least three means of making a fire and three types of tinder as a minimum, plus a small light, would be kind of difficult to get in here, but it's doable. A better option may be to to pick something like this. Like at Walmart, they have in the fishing and camping section, they have these little like watertight sealable containers just for literally just a few dollars. And they have different clamps here. It's pretty secure, actually. These are really well made. And this one is called made by Plano. And this is one of their smaller ones. I think it's like their second to smallest, if not the smallest, but they're very inexpensive. And so they're, comparatively to other brands like the Pelican cases, they're much less expensive. And I'm not saying they're the same quality, but they're definitely doable. Now, in terms of other tenders that I didn't really talk about because they're kind of more, you have to do a little bit more work with them, and some people don't like to carry them in their fire kit. And by no means, you should or shouldn't do it. It's up to you. But especially if you had like an auxiliary, like a small Altoids can, just to hold your natural tinder, I would definitely recommend like punk wood and fat wood. Also, I would maybe look at even taking like your an old bandana or a piece of cotton cloth and make it into char cloth. You can put your cloth like in here in an Altoids tin, for example, close it up, put it in a campfire, let it smoke a bit until it gets kind of like a dark, almost like even like black almost, and it'll basically take all that moisture out of that cloth, so it catches a spark real easy. The only other thing I would actually say, besides maybe using like Esbit cubes, because this is a process manufactured type of tinder, and as a few other things are, like the petroleum jelly and so forth, would be maybe like the Tinder Quick. They do pretty well. I have some of that as well, and it's just kind of like basically a fuel impregnated type of cotton material, and you can pull them apart. They come in these little cords, and it's just another option. There's a lot of different options, as you can see. So hopefully this gives you some ideas. I do have another video, I believe, when I talk about the category of fire and their fire kit for your bug out bag. This is just kind of a little bit more expansive, and so you might want to look at that video and then come to this video, and just to get a full range of your options. But so hopefully this helped, and thanks again for coming by though on this Newbie Prepper Monday. I'm very excited you're starting to prep, and for all the new people, I'm trying to do this at least one video a week on Monday, so feel free to keep coming back on Mondays to get new and more different tips and ideologies on prepping. And also don't be afraid to check out the rest of the channel. Every day we have themes. Tomorrow will be Survival Tips Tuesday, and we're going to pretty much look at what you should do when you get lost in the woods. It's a really big question I get a lot, and we've covered it in just a small detail in terms of what you should do if you have nothing with you. But if you have just a few tools, like your basic essentials, what ideally would you want to do if you get lost in the woods? As always, thanks again for all your support, all your comments and sharing and liking my videos. I really do appreciate it. You guys are the coolest. The channel is growing like leaps and bounds. I have turned off the counter so it doesn't show how many people are subscribing, because I am getting quite a few people that like to troll on my channel. You may not see it because I catch it real quickly within a few minutes of them posting nasty things, and I think the bigger you get as a channel and the faster you grow, people notice that, and so I'm trying to kind of dampen that a bit. So maybe this for a period of time you may not see any numbers, and that's on purpose, just because I don't want to attract as much attention as possible while we grow, so we can have some peace. And as always, you guys take care. Catch you real soon.